One of the guys that is connected with the Browns potentially via trade, Brandin Cooks. So Mike Florio, Chris Sims talked about the fit and also the trade history of Brandin Cooks. This is from NBC Sports Pro Football Talk.
He was a first-rounder of the Saints, traded to the Patriots for a first-rounder, plus, traded to the Rams for a first-rounder, plus, and then traded in 2020 to the Texans for that second-rounder. He's available, and again, it's the same reason that the Seahawks should be thinking about getting rid of DK Metcalf. We don't have the quarterback to get him the ball consistently. Let's flip this now. Let's get assets now. Let's help rebuild for the future now. And you have a team like the Browns out there who've already picked up Amari Cooper. You add Brandin Cooks to a mix that has Deshaun Watson, a quarterback eventually. You got a pretty potent receiving core and passing game.
Definitely.
In Cleveland.
Ready to go. Like a group that's ready to go right off the bat. You had that with Donovan People-Jones and Schwartz, like we've talked about before. David Njoku, those two running backs. That would be a pretty damn good, tried and proven unit right there.
So, Scott, I guess the question is, what do you think it would take to acquire Cooks? And would you be willing to do it if it was, say, a third? They say a second. If it was a third, would you be willing to do it?
Yeah, I think so. You have to start weighing the money that you're going to have to pay him. And you're already committed $20 million to Amari Cooper and, what you're paying Deshaun Watson. And we go through the rest of the roster. I'm intrigued by that. Reports out of Houston are that they don't want to trade Brandin Cooks and they want to keep him around. Who knows what you can believe at this time of year. It doesn't seem like there's a lot going on in those trade talks right now, but it could change around the draft. You never know. He's certainly a guy that I'd be interested in, but you have to weigh what you have to give up and then what you have to pay, right? I mean, the Browns have gotten to that kind of salary cap range where you do have to think about, okay, what are we paying this guy? How long can we pay him? But obviously the Browns need help at receiver. The question is, do you commit resources through draft picks and or big salary cap or big salary versus just sitting at 44 and taking what would be, you would think, a good young receiver that you can get much cheaper?
Fair enough. The other thing to keep in mind is the Texans, they're going to say we want to hang on to him. With a rookie quarterback, Davis Mills, and probably looking to get a franchise quarterback through the draft in the upcoming years, doesn't make sense to have an elite receiver if you can get some capital that you can use in the future for him.
No, I agree with that. You never know. You never know how far a team is willing to take a team to the studs, right? Or do they hang on to some guys and you say, okay, this guy can be with us 3 years from now? But yeah, I mean, there's a good chance that, or there is at least a chance that he will be available. And then you weigh him, if you're the Browns, you weigh him versus other guys. And you wonder if there's going to be a huge trade market and you can't keep up because the Browns are low in draft picks over the next few years because of the Deshaun Watson trade.